All right, so we're starting something brand new in science. We are going to be doing all about the human body. That's going to be super exciting and interesting. There's so much to learn about the human body. Part of your assignment for today is that we are going to start in lesson 1 and do some reading. We're not going to read the whole entire chapter today. We're going to work on it throughout the week. So today we're going to start at page 429 and stop at 433. Your job is to follow along with me while I'm reading. We're going to annotate our tushies off and to do some of the fill in the blanks as we go. And then you're going to submit those pages. You're also going to be watching a few brain pop videos and maybe even some study jams. You're also going to have the opportunity to do a discussion question post with your entire class based on one of the videos. So you don't know which video question I'm going to ask. It's going to be a surprise. But you're going to answer that question, and then you're going to give positive and encouraging feedback to your classmates. You could say things like, wow, I didn't look at it that way, or did you know that this also has to do with the human body? So just make sure you guys are being very encouraging to each other. Alrighty, we're going to get started. These pages are also uploaded onto your, I'll show you, Schoology, and I was going to put it into Notability, but mine's having a bit of a time loading. So I'm just going to use my book, and we are going to take it from here. All right, the title says, what are organs and body systems? All right, so I always have my kids do a little picture walk of the entire lesson because we are looking for some juicy vocabulary words to write down. So I first see organism, organ, and organ system, and boom, those are all on the same page together. For specific reasons, I'm going to have you put it in like a special order for me. I first want you to put down organ. So I want that to be our first one, and you're going to figure out why in just a minute. We have organ. The second one I want you to write down from that one is organ system. And then I want you to write down organism. I also want you to draw little arrows from organ to organ system, and then organ system to organism. And we're going to talk about that and why that's important in just a minute. Also, something really beautiful, guys, about videos is if it feels like I'm going too fast, or I say something and you want to rehear it or you want to listen to it again, you can always pause it or start the video over. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we have organ, organ system, organism. Let's keep doing a little picture walk here. Ooh, looks like a yummy snacks going on here. Ooh, here we go. Brain. We're going to write down brain. Did you know, fun fact, since you've met Miss Kujawa, your brain has gotten bigger. Okay, we're going to keep going here. We got brain. And I know we're stopping at this dude playing tennis, but we're going to keep going to find all of our vocabulary words. And our last one is skin. Skin, skin, skin. Alrighty. Get those copied down. Now we're going to answer our question, and I already annotated to engage our brain. It says, what part of your body serves the same function as the part of the octopus that is shown here? Same function. Well, I don't know about you, but I see a big ol' eyeball on this page, and I know that I got big ol' eyeballs. So the same body organ that we have, we can say that the human eye and the octopus eye both, so they want to know what they have the same. Well, what kind of function do your eyes do? If you said see, then you got that one correct. So we're going to say the human eye and the octopus eye, they both sense light, or they both see. They both have that sense of sight. They both see, let's say, and pick up the sense of light. So take you guys a minute to write that one down. although we are completely different organisms, we have that organ and that organ function in common. As you can see in the backboard, in this lesson, we're going to talk a little bit about our senses. You might think, Ms. Kujawa, we already know that, and you've already talked about it. We're going to talk about it a little bit more because we're going to get a little more in depth with it. And this is also something you get a little sneak peek of. All right, we'll get there in a minute, so please flip it, don't skip it. Going on to the next page, called Building a Body. Building a body. All right. It says, your body has hundreds of different parts. These parts work together to keep you healthy. All right, as we read, obviously we're going to annotate, but we're also going to be active readers. And as we read these 2 pages, we need to circle each of the vocabulary terms, and then we're going to underline its definition. Well, we do that anyway because we're smart kiddos, but this is a very good reminder. So thanks for that. All right, so we're going to start reading here. It says, get comfy. Every living thing needs certain things to survive. An organism, I see a vocabulary word, so I'm going to circle it, is a living thing. And boom, right after that, there's our definition. So we're going to underline that. An organism is a living thing. So that means a person, a plant, an animal. Those are all organisms. Anything that is alive is an organism. It's alive. It says it is made up of parts that work together to meet its needs. Some parts are extremely small, and others, well, they're large. An organ, circle it, is a body part that is made up of smaller parts that work together to do a certain job. So make sure you underline that. Now, if you read that and you were kind of like, man, that's kind of a mouthful. Like, what does that mean? Right behind it, it says, for example. So it's going to kind of break it down if it didn't quite click with you. So an organism is anything that's alive, and an organ is a body part that's smaller, but it works together with other organs. For example, your eye is an organ. It is made up of a clear lens and a colored iris and other parts that work together to enable you to see. Now, a group of organs that work together is called an organ system. An organ system is a group of organs that work together to do one type of job. I want to pause there for a minute. So again, take a second to get all that good annotating. I pulled up some pictures because I thought I got to break this down a little bit, okay? The words organ and organ system and organisms, they all look pretty similar, right? Yellow. But they're very different, and there's a reason why I wanted you to put arrows to that. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so let's do this one. A little breakdown is it first starts off as little cells. When those cells form together, they call it tissues, so that's kind of some 6th grade stuff. But here's the 3 things that we just read about. Let's take organ as number 1. In this example, this is lungs. Your lungs is an organ. Now, you can't just function off of one organ. You need a bunch of organs that work together to make the system work. So the organ is actually part of an organ system. It's not just your lungs, it's working with your diaphragm and your trachea and your mouth and your nose. So there's different parts of the body that organ is working with. So we go from something small, like an organ, to something a little bigger where it's all working together to make an organ system. Now, once those organs are in a system and they're working together, then boom, they create the organism, this little boy in his little bathing suit. So that's one example using humans. So we have organ, then it works together with an organ system, and then once those organs are working together, it creates that organism. Let's take another example. The one we just read was our eye. So it first said, here is the organ. It was your eyeball, okay? Now, it's not just the eyeball that makes you see. I'm going to swipe it. You have different other organ systems that work together to make that function be able to work. So you have your iris that we read about, your lens, your pupil, your cornea, bunch of other fancy stuff. And once those things work together, you have me. I can see. Okay? So I have one more other example that's really kind of cool because this lesson we're working about the human body, but also how it's similar but different to plants and animals. So in here, again, I told you that it starts off with little cells, and then it grows into, okay, those cells put together are tissues. Then those tissues form an organ. So we have, looks like part of a leaf at the bottom, and here we have the heart of what looks like a gecko or some kind of reptile. Now, those organs work together with other organs, and they create an organ system. Once those things are working together, then boom, it goes to the living thing, and in this case, any living thing. We have a gecko or some kind of reptile, and then like a full, looks like a fern or some kind of plant. All right, so think about those as little building blocks. Let's continue. All right, your mouth and stomach are a part of one organ system. Let's do that, your mouth and your stomach. So two different organs, but they're part of one system. They work together to supply your body with energy from food. You have many organ systems in your body. And look how happy that boy is, eating his sandwich. All right, eyes, ojos. It says, eyes are organs that help you blink. Help you blink. Well, if you said that eyes are organs that help you see, you got it correct. And we're going to write in see. And if you said it out loud, that's great. If you were thinking it, that's also great. We got to still say it out loud. It might seem kind of silly because I'm not there with you technically, but still be practicing that. They send information about the world around you to to another organ, which is your brain. So you see things and it says, oh, I see that, and boom, it goes to your brain, and that's how you're able to determine what is that. Teeth. Your teeth are bones, and bones are organs. What do teeth do? Think about that for a minute. What do teeth do? Depending if you brush or not, they look nice, but they have a purpose, right? What do teeth do? If you say that teeth grind and they break down food to make it smaller so that you can eat something, you got it correct. If you said it in different kind of words and you still got your point across, I'm very proud of you. That's what we're going to write. We're going to write teeth grind food into smaller pieces that you can swallow. Teeth grind food into smaller pieces so you can swallow. Okay, take a minute. Like I said, you have the beauty to pause, replay. And we're going to get down to our last word, muscles. And as you know, Mr. Ludecker and I are very competitive, but we know who has the bigger muscles going on. Okay, here we go. Muscles are organs that help you blink. They help you blink. Without muscles help us move. If you were thinking move or you said it out loud, give yourself a hug. All right, muscles are organs that help you move. Messages from your brain tell your muscles what to do. So if you're in class and you're thirsty, your brain says, hey muscle, take your arm and grab that drink and drink it. That's all connected to your brain, and we're going to get into this nervous system in a second, okay? All right, let's continue. It says animals are organisms. Plants are organisms too. Did you know that plants have organs? I know we talked a little bit about that in class, but plants have organs. Roots absorb nutrients and water for the plant. Leaves use the sunlight to make their food for the plant. Ooh, who remembers what that's called? When the leaves go out and they absorb that sun, makes the food, makes the sugar, glucose, photosynthesis. That's what that one's called. Stems support the leaves. Stems also transport water from the roots and the food from the leaves. A protective layer covers the plant, and it keeps the plant from drying out. It's like it's homemade lotion. Now, like plants, humans have organs that work together to help us stand. So like plants, humans have stuff to help us stand. We have an organ that protects us from drying out. We have organs that supply us with food. Plant and animal organs are different, but they are all alike in one way. They all help an organism meet its need so it can live. And that's a happy, happy thing. All right, we have another little activity here. It says match it. Draw a line to connect the plant part to an animal part that does a similar job. All right, similar job. We are going from the plants to the animals. All righty. Bones. Bones support your body. They enable you to stand. Each bone in your body is an organ. All right, support. Each bone is an organ. Which one of the plants helps us to stand? Think about that for a minute. If you were thinking stems is very much like our bones, you are very much correct. Stems on the plant helps it stand up. All right, let's go to mouth. Let's go to the next one. It says mouth. Your mouth brings food into your body. Your lips, teeth, and tongue work together to help you chew and swallow the food. Alrighty, your mouth brings food into your body. Your lips and teeth and tongue work together to help you chew and swallow. This one might be a little tricky, but what do you think? We've already narrowed out stems, so out of bark and leaves. And I want you to really think about what photosynthesis does and why we have to eat our foods. If you were thinking leaves, you got it correct. Now remember, the leaves, when they're outside, they absorb the sun and then they make sugar for the plant to kind of help it grow and get it. That's its food. So when we eat, our bodies are breaking it down into those healthy sugars, well, sometimes unhealthy sugars, and that helps us give us its energy. All right, and last but not least, it's our skin. What is the largest organ in your body? Your skin is. Isn't that crazy? It's the largest. It protects your body from germs and it keeps it from drying out. And just like our skin helps us from drying out, the bark from a tree or plants do the same thing. All right, and that was our little matchup. Super cool, super cool. Flip it, don't skip it. I believe we're at our final stretch here. Yes, we are. All righty. The information highway. It says, keep your eye on the ball. In just seconds, you can see a ball, you can run towards it, and then you could swing a racket. But how does the body relay all of this information that it's needed to do this? Read to find out. As you read this page, underline the names of parts of the nervous system. All right. You're going to have a lot of nerve to get through this lesson. See what I did there? Because it's the nervous system. All right, so we're going to continue. All right, so first of all, let's just take a look at this picture. You don't have to know all the fancy parts of the brain, but you do have to know it's like our control center. And we're going to read that our brain is connected to all these nerves that send little signals throughout our whole body. So that's why we have to do good and healthy things for our brain, because it is in control. All righty. Here we go. It says, sensing your surroundings and communicating information within the body are the main jobs of your nervous system. I'm going to read that again. Sensing your surroundings and then communicating information of the body is the main job of your nervous system. Your nervous system is made up of tiny structures called nerve cells. Circle that. Chains of long nerve cells make up your nerves. Nerves carry information to and from the brain. Oh, that is so juicy. Nerves carry information to and from the brain. The brain is the organ that processes all that information. It's like a computer made up of millions of nerve cells that are all working together. Now, a rope-like bundle of nerves, called the spinal cord, runs along your backbone. Your spinal cord is the main pathway for information traveling to and from the brain. Nerves connect to your spinal cord from all over your body. So I just did some good underlining. Kind of get that down because I want to go back to this poster. That's super, super cool. So I think I'm going to bring it a little closer to you guys. All right. So here's our brain. Remember, our brain picks up all this information, our senses from our environment and what surrounds us, and then it communicates that throughout our body. Uh-oh. That's how you know I've been talking too long. My computer just fell asleep. Okay, we're in business. Okay, so now all these stringy little lines that are going all throughout your body, those are what? Nerves. You got a lot of nerve, okay? You got a lot of nerve to go throughout our bodies like that. But all those nerves are connected to our spinal cord. Our spinal cord. So when just a little background information, Miss Kujawa did her stuff with firefighting and paramedics. It was so important that when we did trainings, that we always had to make sure to keep the head and the neck still on a patient that was hurt. Because what's connected to this spinal cord? All the nerves. So if they move not on purpose to hurt themselves, they don't know, but if they're injured and they move, they could damage something with that nerves that go throughout their entire body, and unfortunately, if that happens, somebody could become paralyzed and is very seriously injured. So that's just like, whew, that blows my mind right there. All those nerves are connected to that spinal cord. Let's continue reading. It says some of these nerves send information to the brain. Others receive signals from the brain. Oh, okay. So some of the nerves are sending information to the brain, and then some of the nerves are picking up information from the brain. Okay. Imagine that you're playing tennis. There are nerves in your eyes that sense the light. These nerves, like other nerves in your head, they send information directly to your brain without routing the signal through your spinal cord. You see the ball coming toward you. Your brain decides on an action. It sends instructions through your spinal cord to the nerves in your body. The messages from your brain tell your legs to run across the court, and it tells your arms to swing the racket and to hit the ball. All of this communication takes place within seconds. That is so crazy. And then let's talk about still a real life thing. This kid is about to crush it. All right. It says number 1. We'll go to the first one. It says the boy's blink sense the ball is coming towards him. And then obviously you can see where it's connected to. How does that boy know that the ball's coming towards him? He sees it coming. He's using his eyes, right? So the boy's eyes. So you guys write in eyes. Ojos. All right. And then obviously you can see too where it's showing his blink processes his information. Okay, so he sees the ball coming, and then you know what I'm saying here, the brain, that's right, the brain processes all this information, like, incoming, you got a ball coming your way, what are you going to do with it? Well, when the brain picks it up, it sends that information through the spinal cord, the spinal cord. Messages from the blink travel down the blank. So messages from, that's the key word. That message is coming straight from the brain, and it's traveling straight down, you guessed it, the spinal cord. All right, so I just got to recap. You're playing tennis. Here comes the ball. Boom, the eyes pick it up. The eyes say, hey, brain, we got a ball coming our way. The brain says, oh, yeah. Let me send that information to your spinal cord. Because what's attached to your spinal cord? A whole bunch of blank. Blank in his arms delivered the message from the brain to swing the racket. And if you were thinking nerves, you're thinking correct. It's the nerves. Got a lot of nerve. All right, last recap, because I can't believe we do this stuff naturally every second of the day. Like, we're just constantly doing this without even knowing it. So here comes the ball. Boy's picking it up. He says, yo, brain, what are we doing about this? Brain says, hold on, gotta talk to the spinal cord. All right, spinal cord's connected to all these nerves, and it delivers that message from the brain, and he decides that he's going to swing that racket. That's super cool. All right, that ends today's lesson. So you're going to, like I said from earlier on in this video, you're going to watch other little brain pop videos. You're going to submit your discussion post on a question that's picked from the video. And I can't wait to see you guys on Zoom so we can continue talking about this. Bye, guys.